when it was. We were the anti-nuclear capital of the world. I was an autistic kid. My father was a drafted United States Marine, an incredible man. I come from an incredible family. My uncle stood on Omaha Beach on D-Day. I grew up on a huge ranch out by the lake. He was a beautiful, incredible person. He was at Pendleton, combat ready, and they were human guinea pig. They were marched into the trenches in Nevada. They're called atomic veterans. He nearly died at the blast. Between 1951 and 1968, we had 300 open-air tests. Well, as different scientists started to write about this, Wallace Stegner was at the University of Utah at the time. I got to know him. Edward Abbey was hanging around there. I got to know him. I got to know all these environmentalists, and I was an environmentalist, and it was a passionate, intense subject matter there.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. Bloomgate, 311, whatever you want to call it. I call it Pacific genocide, whatever. It's fucking giant conspiratorial across all demographics. They'll be calling you a radical. May God have mercy on all of your souls.
Nuclear power was evolving. We were promised, oh, this can't happen. It will never happen. We cannot have a meltdown.
Well, good morning. I hope you've all had some nice dogma burgers last night and wrapped up in your nice, comfy, doggy snuggie. It's amazing to me that anytime anything ever happens after this long journey and this long path since the military coup of 2000, even before that, the same old playbook still works. Still works. Everybody runs to CNN, runs to Fox, runs to the New York Times, runs to the Post, runs to the LA Times. Terrorism, boogeyman. Shit happens. The world has always been burning. It's finally come to the time, well, the answer, the small group, there's a few thousand, there's only maybe less than that, a couple thousand royal elite oligarchs that are running this country, and they're not super human beings. They put a light in you, fed in them. The far right, Alex Jones, has had you. He's CIA. You do know that. All of them. The far right, Fox News, the Mormon Church, they all took money. Every one of them took money to freaking play this freaking scam on you. It's time that they need to be rounded up. Ted Nugent needs to be rounded up. Fox News, their celebrities need to be rounded up. The people that spew this dogma need to be rounded up. Not just the 2,000 people. They need to be rounded up. It's time. I give names and numbers. I know who they are. They need to be rounded up. The people that go along with this dog and pony, they need to be rounded up too. Now, I think it needs to be like the French Revolution. Now, Maximilian was a non-capital punishment activist, remember? What is done with them when they're rounded up? I don't know. I don't have that. I'm a peace activist. I don't believe in violence. So, let the mobs decide. Someone said if they really knew the truth, they would be showing up with pitchforks and torches. You're a little behind the curve. Yeah, pitchforks and torches ain't going to cut it this time. So, it needs to crack from within. The military needs to do it. The United States military complex exploited the hammered down, the disenfranchised, the beat down like it did before in the 1930s. The exploited labor, the young Mexican to watch their parents be exploited, just like the young Italian when he was exploited. Inside the military, if you don't think it's happening, you're a fool. It's happening. I talked about in my media, in my video last night. It's happening. Who blew the whistle? Who was the only whistleblower that was not murdered or put into prison for a long, long time? There's only been one in the Obama administration. There's only been one whistleblower that they didn't kill or put him away and throw away the key. And by the way, our small teeny group and our small group and our grassroots activists is the reason that Megan Rice was set free, and I can prove that. We got to the freaking 2 judges. You know, we're making headway. They need to be rounded up. All of them need to be rounded up, just like they were then. What happens to them? I don't know. That ain't my decision. You know? So, Indian Point, let's talk about that real briefly. I don't want to talk about how San Onofre went down via my YouTube site. That's right, via my YouTube site. San Onofre would still be going for my YouTube site and my leukemia. Yeah, for real. When I had the film. I'm the only one screaming and yelling, going crazy and calling out Fukushima in detail. The greatest story ever told. I'm the only one telling it. The only person on the face of the earth telling it in dramatic, day-to-day, real-time. The only person. People can pull back on that. Oh, arrogant. No, that's just the fucking facts. I mean, it's so fucking bullshit, all this. You're so groomed. You're so groomed. Anybody says any facts, oh, you're arrogant. So, I mean, that's how fucking groomed people are. The facts are the facts. So, I'm going crazy. Full blown out meltdowns the day it happened. It's plausible. I'm the first guy that called it 4 full meltdowns. First guy that reported there's nothing specific. First guy on Earth. First guy on all this. All this. Just a fact. Yeah, nobody's gonna support me. They'll fucking support you for the fucking ridiculous. I mean, Greenpeace, where they'll just throw money at fucking some of the fucking. It's unbelievable to me how lonely this battle has become. I mean, my teeny small fucking group, but it's so small. I can't believe that I've been able to do this. You know, my family had to give me a car. You know, thank God I had a teeny little freaking mortgage. You know, Lonnie paid for a lot of my trips. I mean, I can't believe how I've lived. Get cancer. Well, after I get cancer, I'm in the bone marrow transplant center 4 years ago right now. I'm all but dead. I mean, going into a coma. I can't even think. I can't see. I mean, you can't even turn on television. I'm that sick. Well, I've been battling San Onofre for 10 years. Well, my YouTube site had it filled. So anybody that had anything, they were coming to me. I was getting incredible emails from Japan Inside. I mean, they got so many sources developed. Now they've cut off all those. And the NSA and the CIA's had time to do it. They want to kill themselves. CIA agents, NSA, and they're going to go down with the ship because they're on the winning team. The American populace is that tranquilized, they're gone, going gone, and they ain't coming back. So they're going to take them down. So I get emails. I'm getting one comment on a YouTube video, about San Onofre, about Fukushima. Hey, Kevin, I'm inside San Onofre. There's a catastrophe going on. They're lying. What? So I keep back. Here we go. I start going down these rabbit holes. This is what's going on with us. I'm so under heavy bombardment attack, you wouldn't believe what I'm under. I mean, it's impossible what I do. Absolutely impossible what I do. It's impossible. It's impossible to do. I mean, I've taken on so many fronts and so many fucking things while I'm critical condition with no money, fighting for my fucking. What I've been able to accomplish in 4 years is absolutely fucking impossible. I was thinking about it last night. What the fuck? I can't believe it. So anyway, he's sending me emails. So I go to him. He starts sending me photographs. Kevin, they're cheating. They're cheating on the exchange. They had an accident. What? Really? Yeah. Sending me stuff inside. So I'm like, oh my God. Sending me photographs. I'm like, holy fuck. And I'm so sick or whatever. I can't fucking do much about it. I'm so sick. So what I did, I hooked him up with Channel 6 and Channel 8 and Channel 10 in San Diego. I'm like, here's a link, blah, 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 blah. Because I've been dealing with them for years and years and years. And then I started sending them. I went to their webpage, I found their link, and I started sending them pictures. From the bone marrow transplant top of LDS. Kept doing videos, kept him going, kept this guy fired up. Channel 10 and Channel 8 reported it. That's how they went down. This inside whistleblower, which he still remains anonymous to this day. I know who he is. He still remains anonymous. You know, or they would probably kill him too. So Indian Point the other day, when they go down, Indian Point has the fall and they go down. On the third time, I get the exact same thing, a comment. Hey, I work inside Indian Point. Now, this kid's not a whistleblower, guy, whatever. I don't work for cartel, but Kevin. And then he verifies me. What happened? He says, I'm right here right now. That's the power of this genre. That's the incredible power of this genre. And I'm so quick. I'm so fast. I get it up. You know, it's taken me a long time. I'm not a freaking good IT guy. You know, I had to teach myself. You know, it's amazing what I've been able to accomplish. I've done this all at a public library. Yeah, that's right. All of my work's done at a public library. I don't even own a computer. I don't own a computer. For real, I don't own a smartphone. I never owned a computer. Never have. You know, Palco bought me a freaking iPad that I tried to tell him I didn't want it. You know, that leads me into Dana Dunford. You know, I'm a big fan of Dana's work. But let's get real. Without me, there is no Dana Dunford. Because of the boat. That boat would have never happened. You know, his crowdfunding was one fucking dude, really. Now, it's expanded from there. You know, more power to him. You know, and he's done a good job. I'm so glad he did that work. And, you know, Palco's going to hand me that money. And, by the way, Jeff Palco was torn between his family and doing the right thing. Jeff Palco came from Palco Energy. Palco freaking, he worked in the complex. Told me multiple times. When I got to Canada, he had his hat on, his energy hat. When he was given the death sentence with this horrible disease in his body, he woke up and realized that he had been part of the problem. He was worked for this complex that was murdering the earth. He wanted to make it right before he died. Now, did I get teed up in this situation? Oh, boy, did I get teed up. Promises of $500,000, over and over and over, you know. I'm like, I got to have funding to do this. I have to trust people. You know, I've been teed up and set up a lot of times by these fucking PR firms. I got set up again there in Canada by Edelman. His family's involved with Edelman. And they threw the key away on him. And they were like, oh, he ain't going to give away his own. We want it. They knew he was dying. You know, it's sad. But I'm the guy that, you know, he's like, well, this Dunford dude come to me. This, you know, on these fields. Should I buy in the boat? You know, I'm like, what? What? And I was like, you know, there was a deal made. The deal was that it was going to have post stickers on the side of the boat. And I would get credit. But no, that didn't happen. But that's okay. I don't give a fuck. But if it wasn't for me, Palco, it wouldn't have happened. Because he wouldn't have had the boat. And he wouldn't have had the money to do it. I'm glad it happened the way it did. Danny's done beautiful work. You know? But I get no fucking credit. It's like the Million Mass March. You know, I get no fucking credit for that. Me, John Anthony's cousin, the ones who fucking started it. You know, it's like the early fucking occupiers. I get no credit for that. I'm standing in Washington Square. The guy just started. That's me. I get no credit for any of it. You know, none of it. I mean, I think it's amazing the fucking work I've done. It's incredible. Megan Rice, do I get any credit for that? You know, you don't think fucking those judges fucking, when you Google Megan Rice and the sentence and trial, what do they get? Because the only videos that exist that are fucking real and reactually that were there in the evolution are me. That's what this kid in San Javi says, Kevin. I didn't know where to go. You're the only guy I could find. Inside Japan, I get no credit for that. You know, the head of the Fukushima 50's mother, I had nowhere to go. I went to you. Kathy Islands, who's turned her back on me now. You know, San Onofre says, I was inside you. I was you. I go you. You know, Lonnie Clark up there in Eugene. I find you. You know, and talks me into coming to Eugene. Says, hey, let's take it on the road. You know, so I did. Well, you know, people ask, I do it. You know, and, well, I think back on it, I'm like, why? You know, why? Why the fuck should I do this for fucking humanity in the fucking world? What have they done for me? So they kick me to the curb and spit on me. That's what's happened to me. I mean, in the state of Utah, whatever. Now, I have a small, teeny group of people, but it's so fucking teeny and small that have fucking, you know, stood by me. I mean, teeny. We're talking fucking less than 20 people. For real. Over the whole fucking dynamic. You know, thank God for those people, huh? You know, I know who they are. They know who they are. As I keep going forward, he tells me, Kevin, yeah, They lost fucking power, and the rods fell into the core. That's right. So it didn't melt down. And so I know that it didn't melt down, and I didn't know it did not melt down till then because he's right there. And so how do I know? Because he was sitting right there when he talked to me. And he says, look, now when it falls into the core, can that damage the core? Of course. Did it damage the core? No, because I know it did not damage the core this time because he's right there. And they have the monitor devices right there. He's the guy on the monitor. If it damages the core, they're going to know. He's going to know. Now, he's going to be told to stand down and not talk. But he says, I'm here to tell you. He came forward and told me, no, it's... But next time, will it? Third, like I told him, 3 this year. And I know for a fact every time they have a problem with fucking rods in the United States, and I've been the only one saying this for 30 fucking years. The only one that's been saying this for 30 years. Everybody turns back. It's San Onofre for 30 years. I've been protesting on the beach. I've been going crazy down there for longer than 30 years, since I was a little kid. I'm the only one that's been screaming my head off. Look, they have what they call low-level rubs. Now think about the scale. The nuclear industry is so corrupt and such creep. It's based on fraud, everything. But isn't America, the United States, based on fraud? Isn't that what this place is, a hairspray masquerade of fraud? It's all. I mean, we sent our jobs to China. We exploited legal labor. You know, it's white-collar crimes. Legal, it's thievery. That's what we are. That's what the nuclear industry is. It's what they are. It's free money. Free money. Free money. Marine biologists, free money. None of the marine biologists work. Zero. They don't work. None of them. None of them work. They don't even know how to study the ocean. It's all been free money, just handed, because that's America. Scam. We gutted anybody. I was a plaster. Third time's a charm, you know. T-Mobile, they're pieces of shit, more fraud. So anyway, we're hanging in there. We'll get through this. So it's free money, free money, free money, free money, free money. So I've been the only one saying, don't you love it? Okay, so a scale on a nuclear disaster goes from 1 to 10, right? Nope, 1 to 7. Why would they do that? Malice from inception. They knew these things were going to happen. Of course they said so. So, you know, Fukushima's a 7. Oh, it's only a 7. That's the maximum. So same with they have what they call rubs. They call them low levels. They rank them through the NRC, the Nuclear Island Cheerleaders. San Onofre's had more rubs together. Why? Because they sit on earthquake faults. So they rub together. What happens when the rods rub together? They go into nuclear fission. There's no turn it off ever. Ever. Somebody says, oh, it's just a low level rub. They rub. Now, if they rub through, oh, it's just a little, didn't rub all the way through. Bullshit. They rub all the way through all the time. They've had more rubs at San Onofre than all other 102 reactors in the United States combined. That's right. So what do they do with them? Now, I've been saying it for years. I know what they do. I've caught them doing it. But no one wants to listen to me. They put it on a freaking little dingy little boat, put it in a little freaking, you know, vault, and they take it out and they dump it in the Pacific Ocean. Just right off the coast. They're all over there. I've been saying it for years, so now, finally, Investigative Journal of San Diego, 40 fucking years later, you know, comes out and says, at least they did it. Hey, we using Geiger counters down there on the beach at on San Onofre, and off the coast right there, and it's so hot, it's unbelievable. Why? Hello, they've been dumping. You know, it's just like you talking with all the surfers. You know, because it's become cliche. The real surfers quit. The real surfers gave up surfing in the Pacific Ocean long before Fukushima. I know the Santa Cruz Surfing Association. I mean, you want to talk militant, hardcore radicals? I mean, they're just as intense as the Hells Angels. They kill you. I literally kill you. I mean, that's how radical and defending and intense they were. They bolted out of there a long time ago. They moved to Chile, but now they're done. You know, so surfers aren't surfers. I mean, it's all cliche. It's a masquerade party. Surfers who can't surf, skiers who can't surf. It's a hairspray masquerade party. Everybody dresses up. Oh, I'm a hunter. I got my camels on. I'm going to Cabela's, whatever freaking thing. You know, give me this big RV, my big fat beer barrel or whatever. You know, it's just you just dress up in whatever the dogma they feed you, your cartoon character package, your uniform. You know, I'm a liberal. You know, I'm going to put peace signs on my kids, put dreads on my kids. Please. I mean, it's so fucking outrageous. It's so gone. Nobody even talks about the fucking dead. Exploiting labor. You got them working on you. And it's like everybody says, oh, we don't like it when this contractor shows up with this crew of illegal labor. We don't like it. These Mexicans. But why do they go on? Because all they give a fuck's about the money, and they know it's cheap. Look, I was a stucco contractor. I was getting $4.50 a square foot doing real stucco. My crew, which my guys made, they had new vehicles. They lived in nice homes. They made things. They gutted it. 20, 30 years later, going for $2 a square foot, and it's fake styrofoam mat. The exploitation is just gutted. It's gutted. First, they come for the craftsman. Who's they? You or they? We, the American populace. George Carlin. Ignorant, selfish people will elect ignorant, selfish leaders. There you go. I'm the only person that told the story of Fukushima in exact hardcore detail. But the motherfucker blew up fucking day one. Blew the fucking hall to hell. Blew the whole fucking complex up. And another thing, I'm going to put this up today, just so I can record Christian, because it's how ignorant everybody's got. I have footage of it blowing up again, June 14th, 2011. That's right, I have the footage. And hopefully some of you guys can get a mirror image and backed up. You forget about that. The thing was ravished and upset that morning. It's full blown out. I was calling it 4 meltdowns immediately. I'm the first guy for full blown out meltdown, which, by the way, it's more than that. You know, all 6 of them went into fucking meltdown. Totally just freaking annihilated the whole fucking place. It's been the greatest cover-up in human history? Yeah. No doubt. Who'd ever believe? I couldn't have believed it. You know, because I believe there was people that went out starting the ocean that will not cover up something that will kill themselves. Why would a marine biologist or the Navy or people or the bomb administration, why would they, you know, they have children, they have people, why would they possibly cover it up? They're not going to be able to cover this up. They're not going to go on with this because they're killing themselves, because this is the great equalizer. I knew that in my mind, first day. It took me a long time to wrap my mind around that people don't care about their own children, their own life, their own freaking world. They don't care. They're so self-indulged. They're like little fucking children. Right here, right now. All the media, even the grassroots media, and then you got you think about how easy they feed dogma. What has been all you've heard since 2006, 2005? You create this horrible situation by allowing Bush to steal the election, the milk, you know, and then Gore goes along. I mean, he was in on it. The military coup of 2000. You allow freaking Greenspan, the greatest terrorist in human history, to just slash the interest rate to zero and just hand money to the fucking banksters. Allow it. You get in the streets, you know, and I'm one of the guys that started Occupy. Probably the guy that fucking originally, in reality. And there's lots of proof of that. Me at fucking Washington School, sort of thing, you know, and leading up for the 100th anniversary of the Shirtwaist Fire in the winter of 2010. My YouTube site going along. I'm right there, but what happened? 2 weeks before that, Fukushima happened. And I went all in Fukushima. And the people I was involved with, so they turned it into this co-op, clap their hands, hold their hands, don't raise their voice, leaderless bullshit. I mean, bullshit. Leaderless, please. Fuck. We don't need the fucking masses. We never needed the masses. Masses will never do anything. The sheep, and by the way, the sheep don't need to do it. They don't want to do it. Why should they? They want to go to work, raise their kids, and have a fucking family and suck air and fucking earth crawl and be fucking, you know, watch movies, fucking go to sports, fucking enjoy fucking all this thing that this beautiful humanity has to fucking offer. They take it for granted. It's a fucking, you know, it's self-entitlement to all these fuckers. Right? That's right. I guess. I didn't get raised that way. Maybe it's because I had fucking life and death situations as a child. I was very, very sick as a child. Extremely sick as a child. So was my twin sister. But I was the sickest of the two. I was mutated fucking preemies. So sick. I don't know how I lived. I struggled so fucking mightily as a fucking kid. I was so fucking in a lot of fucking incredible pain for a lot of years. So I never took it for granted. You know, never. And I was raised by a father and grandparents. No, my brothers and sisters, they don't take on activism. Amazing. You know, like my friends will say, Kevin, where'd you learn all this at? Sitting right in the classrooms next to you. Same people raised me, raised you. Because they're self-indulged, they never grew up. They never fucking grew up. They're like little fucking kids. Me, 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 me. Their own personal Ponzi schemes they're created in their own houses. You live in a fucking FEMA camp. Everybody does in America. Almost everybody. You created your own FEMA camp. You're paying a fucking mortgage on it. You created your own personal Ponzi scheme by fucking, going for the fucking zero. Oh, can't fucking raise the interest rate. Can't raise the interest rate. We need cheap money, so we can better ourselves. People building houses and remortgaging houses in their 60s, in their 50s. I mean, my ex-wife. I mean, really, you're going to buy a house in your 50s now? What? You know, I mean, people I know. What? I mean, fucking, I know people that are remortgaging stuff. Fucking like almost what? You can live to 8. Oh my God, it's so fucking obscene. It's little children. The baby boomers are the most, and I'm talking in the aggregate, I'm not talking individually. Anybody that does not understand, I speak in the aggregate, they shouldn't be even listening to me. They should move along and go suck air and fucking earth crawl and go along with contemporary American Idol, fucking NCAA Slave League and get their Bangladesh gear and go on. I mean, I'm disgusted. This is we have reached a new low in humanity. It's about the path of humanity. Look, can humans go on working 70, 80 hours a week, not being in tune with their environment with no animals, not having quality food, not having good quality community where they can mingle together and fucking be, can they go? Of course they can. But what does that do? It lowers the standard of humanity. The standard of humanity is the lowest in human history right here in the United States of America. That's Poochie usury. Buy here, pay here. Payday fucking loans? Do you know how to mold that? And they do it in the name and the hairspray, and they call themselves Christian. Jesus threw the money changers out of the temple. Oh my God. I mean, it's completely opposite. Paid to do it? Yeah, I know for a fact they paid to do it. A whistleblower told me. They crashed all my fucking emails. They fucking hacked my fucking email several times. They fucking they cloned all my fucking accounts multiple fucking times. There's people that posted all kinds of shit out in my name that fucking went over. I had people fucking use identity theft on me. Fucking, university. I mean, my God, you ought to hear them. You know, thank goodness I've been smart enough to use the firewall protections of the fucking one of the greatest IT programs in the fucking world. Boy, I'm so glad I did that. Let them penetrate that fucking wall. Where I do my work, they ain't going to penetrate that fucking wall. I mean, Fukushima blew the fuck up day one. I'm the only fucking, completely blew up. Flew over fucking North America and he's ravished this. And fucking gave so many leukemia and fucking including me. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to give you leukemia. It's going to go. I mean, the most epic story maybe ever fucking told in human history. I tell it. No one gives a fuck. You know, I'd fucking search for a publicist. I'd search for somebody to stand up and say, hey, let's get this. Help me. I need somebody. When I went to Europe to ask multiple people, hey, can you manage my fucking site? Can you manage my email? Nope. Nobody, panty painters painted over my own work. I created. Do you know how many YouTube sites, these major fear porners? I can go over all of them. I can name them off. They all watch my videos and they're in the comments. Whatever, and then they slash and then they spin because what? They trying to make money. They fell for the AdSense bullshit. And they know what people want to hear and what they want to see. They want to see fear porn. You can't blame them. They're trying to make a buck. But then you got paid to place. This Chris Benz kid, he paid to place. I've dug into this. He paid to place. Where did he get the money to pay place? He's a nuclear PR firm. A nuclear PR firm paid to place Fukushima Breaking News because I had it so branded and had it so strong. So what did they do? He paid to place. He's got videos out there. You go at 100,000 views that are most they're all copyright infringement because they're all copying HNK stuff, which who owns HNK? TEPCO. I mean, it's all placed shit. He paid to place them. And then you go to the site, he has a picture of the Eiffel Tower, which is all pro-nuclear. France is the most pro-nuclear people. That's where the whole cabal is headquartered around. Cal Berkeley runs it through France. Fuck my neighbor. Oh, it's all clean. Michael Moore said so because we exploit the uranium mines and freaking contaminate your drinking water for time and all eternity in Australia and the United States. France doesn't mine any uranium in France. What do they do with the waste? They dump it into the Mediterranean. They dump it into the Atlantic, and then they ship it to Utah and put it all over. They ship it to WIP. So fuck my neighbor. Viva la France. It's amazing. So you go to, and then he has videos of Bigfoot. That's all played PR machines. These PR motherfuckers have tried everything in the fucking book at me. But I knew that before my YouTube, when Fukushima happened, I already knew it. I already knew they were going to go in on me like this. I already knew they were going to attack like this. I already knew. So they went in on me like this. I was ready for them. I knew this was going to happen before it happened. Like all of it, on hypothesis, all of it. I knew it was going to play out. Just like, for instance, you go back to those early videos. I says, here, all through 2011, even before I got leukemia, 2012, I says, look, it's really simple what they're going to do. They're going to come out with these studies. They're going to wait 4 or 5 years. Then come out with their bullshit studies. Why? Because Cesium-134, Cesium-137, the half-life have to backdoor one to the other. Because the half-life is only 2 years. Not 5. So you have the half-life of Fukushima in the early. No, it's continual. But so they call it. Oh, it's here. It's called gaslighting. It's, Gottman's 1090. You can go on all these different terms. I call it frog boiling 101. There was so many people that jumped on this in the early days, and they, Sheeple magazine was all over this. It's so perfect. But they backed out. I had some great activists in fact. They had different, but they all backed out because they're so postured and groomed. Their whole postured and groomed. The story evolves and it goes away. Then we just move on. 9/11. Over and over and over and over. Whatever the freaking soup du jour, the catastrophe there be. No, that's not what an activist is. That's not what you do. You go all in. You stay in the whole journey to fight. It has nothing to do how I invoke whatever. It's called leadership. Without leadership, you have nothing. Without this tale being told on my YouTube site, think about them trying to take my whole YouTube site now, which they've done multiple times. Think about the email hacks and sending emails. Anybody who tries to support me or help me, they go at them and send them all these propaganda lies about me. They've tried every trick in the book. Just like cancer tried to kill me. I'm still standing. How? I don't know. Walk the plank. Everybody else quit. I know that. There's been new people born in this. Great freaking keyboard activists, great activists out there that are moving media via their podcasts, via their, we need that. That's important work. But I'm an industry activist. Always have been. For instance, today, Timothy Christopher, who I know, and I disagree with the whole going to jail thesis. Now, what Megan Rice did, I'm proud of Megan. She's amazing. Megan, she goes by. And I don't know Megan that well, but I sure knew her mom. Her mom was an actress for her 9 years. Her mom was amazing, Madeline. Dr. Rice and Dr. Rice. Her father, her mom, incredible activists. That's just it. Amen. That's how I all know them. Hanukkah. Small, tight circle. Because there was no anti-nuclear activists in those days. 80s and 90s, there weren't any of us. What happened? I don't know, when there was millions and millions and millions they claimed to be in 1982. All the musicians, Ozzy Osbourne writing Crazy Train, singing, he didn't write it, but all these people in vogue taking on the anti-nuclear thesis in the early 80s, Phil Collins, all of them taking on, whether it be bomb, energy, whatever, it's all the same thing. They were all anti-nuclear. Elton John, they all showed up in the park, just like Madonna now, she runs to Paris. What's ever in vogue. Bongo, who stole Bongo's trousers, run over there. Death Eagles, how demented and sick are these motherfuckers? Because it's all in vogue, cliche. Because they don't do any of their own thinking. They have a publicist, and the publicist does their thinking. Ask Helen Keller. She doesn't do her own freaking work. She'll tell you right. Her publicist makes her decisions. Just sell her books. More power to you, Helen. Arnie Gunderson, his wife, makes his decisions on their bank account. Send me a check. Kevin Kantz, John Newgetter, Paul, in the Beltway. Are you kidding? They're no more anti-nuclear than I'm an astronaut. They're pro-nuclear. He'll tell you that. They're just opportunists. Making a buck. Chris Busby, he ain't anti-nuclear. He works right directly for the Queen of uranium mines, directly. All these guys. These so-called Jay, I don't even know Jay, whatever. I'll leave him out of the equation. Ken, well, come on, Ken. We know. He's an opportunist. He's making his freaking dime. And it works for him, to lie and cheat and take the money from what holds the propaganda machine. Go for it. They all, they go for it. They chose money over life. They chose money over their children's life. They chose money over the environment. They chose money over other human beings. They chose money over their own mortality. They don't care. They don't care. Life, you're born, you suck air, you exploit the freaking earth, whatever, and then you just die and it's just over. Okay. That's what they think. It's all about me, fuck my kids, fuck, and, they're like John Holden. Here's the fallacy of John Holden and the eugenicists, who's running the cleanup of Fukushima, the science tech. You think about this enigma. They don't, it's me, but everybody else. So he's a eugenicist. He's written book after book after book after. And why does he have kids? Why does he have kids? Okay, now, if you're one of those guys who's the Earth's overpopulated, blah, blah, then don't have kids. He has kids. Huh. It's such an enigma. It's so sick. So then you have anybody, look, they fell into this quagmire when it happened because Harry Reid, Utah Mormon, born in Saddle Lake, Nebraska, in Nevada, out there, he was born right out there where, how can anybody possibly send 60 or 70,000 in one of those dives? I don't even know that's human thought because they just robbed him. But that's where Harry Reid was born. Well, that's where Yucca Mountain is, the Boondocks. By the way, now that I'm going down that hole, John Travolta died on the same day that John Travolta died. Remember when his whole family was burned to death down there? Yeah, right. That's where Harry Reid was born, in a brothel. One missionaries find him when he's 18. Bring him here to Utah, goes to Utah State. Works at APK right here, the big freaking military complex that we hate the government, Everybody in northern Utah hates the federal government. The number one freaking per capita employer of the federal employees in the world is Utah. Bar none. They hate him because it's all dogma. Johnny got his gun, he got his gold, he got his silver because they're just hypnotized. They're fed, the KSL, the Mormon Church were paid to hypnotize them because they lost leaders. They've always been sheep here to follow. There's been leaders. But what they do, they 86 leaders. Don't give a leader a platform. Cut Kevin Blanch off from the media. Make the news hairspray, passive-aggressive that talk like this in a club so they can send them to the slaughters. We don't even talk about downwinders. Hunter Cancer Institution, Huntsman Chemical. One of the mass polluters of the earth. Who stole it? Styrofoam containers. And he stole the formula to build styrofoam containers. One of the biggest mass murders in human history. Hunter Chemical and one of the biggest cancer institutions in the world. Don't even rank in the top 100 in survival. So what a business model. Give you cancer, then come here and we'll extract every penny you have in the luxury good of debt as you die. These are sick, passive-aggressive, demented fuckers. They all need to be rounded up. There's not that many of them. What happens to the roundup? I have no idea. Fukushima blew up. The greatest environmental catastrophe in human history. Now, Barack Obama, green as grass. Green as grass, his own words. They found this abused child, hardcore abuse, his own book. Read his own book. He was so confused, living in his car, experimenting, just a total mess. They found him. Bill Clinton was the one in on it. At Skull and Crossbones, his dad had been there. His mother worked for the CIA, so did his grandmother worked for the CIA and World Bank. They come out of it. They found this abuse child. Got him all full of himself. Charismatic. His mom, brilliant. They knew he had high IQ. Charismatic, dynamic, green as grass. Naive, ignorant as it gets. Guy had no clue about economic theater. Nothing. You could tell. Like I said, green as grass. Propped him up. Perfect storm. Everybody hated the war machine because of the Bush cartel just exploited the military coup, slaughtered the world. So corrupt, the greatest war crimes in human history committed. So here's this guy who voted against both wars. Well, Hillary voted for wars. So everybody wraps around him as the anti-war protest vote. That's all. He gets elected. He's so full of himself. You can see him. How could you not be? He's only human. The whole world's freaking worshiping, giving him Nobel Prize before he even freaking did anything. Just put him up on this. He's only human. Gets so full of himself. He didn't have a clue what he was doing. He had no clue who he was up against. Call Steve Chinese Jobs at the White House, ask him about tariffs. Eric left, and he had no clue what he was doing. He got schooled. Bill Clinton finally talked to him and says, hey, they're going to annihilate you. Fox News, the House of Windsor, Rupert Murdoch, right, are the people selling you the gold. The Rothschilds and the Queen owned all the gold mines. So they fed you, buy your gold, buy your silver. How'd that work out for you? Max Kaiser went along. Now, was Max paid to do it? I don't think so. I think he's just that ignorant. Stacy's the brains. I mean, Stacy's a genius. I mean, I can't believe she let him go along with that. Pushing his gold. Well, who owns the silver? Silver. No. Alex, he did a lot of good work on 9/11, but down the road, I mean, let's get real. Come on, all those buildings were wired. They've been wired since '94. All the buildings all over New York are wired. It's common knowledge they're wired. Because what happens when fires and explosions happen in major metropolitan areas, the whole city's burned down if they're not wired. Ask Chicago, ask San Francisco. Those buildings have been wired for decades. Remember, it happened in '94. Remember? Yeah, they tried them right there in name, but the fear complex, Fox News played it. After the planes flew in, they blew them. Of course they blew them. You can see the video just blown. Giuliani blew them. Giuliani didn't care. Did his own firemen. Ask a New York City fireman. I'm connected with New York City firemen. I know lots of them. Got to hear them talk about Giuliani. Their radios didn't work because Giuliani scam on the Motorola contract on the radio. That had been going on for years. They didn't hear the freaking overgrown radio, get out, we're going to blow them. They blow them. To protect the other buildings? Who knows why, but they did it. And you know they did it. You know, did they fly the plane? I like all these holes in Avatar. No, they flew the planes in. Those planes flew in. Plenty of, they flew in. Did Bush know they were going to do it? Of course he knew. And, of course they knew they were working their way across the United States. They didn't care. That's how they played. Look, Billy Joel's great song, the world's always been burning, turning. So true. They know that. I mean, these guys co-op any intelligent person, any dynamic person. They put them in the Booking Institute, whatever. They give them a fellowship. They put them in a think tank, whatever, and they take them and they exploit their ideas out of their brain. And these people don't even know they're being played because they give them the money, their comfortable lifestyle. They live in the Beltway. They live whatever, and they're tall guy and they're freaking thing. They don't even know they're being exploited. Do you think Gunderson knows he's being exploited? No, he's too stupid. Do you think Busby knows he's being exploited? No, he's too stupid. You think these people know they're being played? No, they're too stupid to know they're being played. But they go along because it's just like when the crew of illegal show up on your house, put fake stone, fake stucco on your house. You don't like it. You think whatever, pisses off, but then you think, oh, God, I get, build this much house, and then I can go back in and refinance it because it's on the square footage. Ooh, money, 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 because they're that sick. They're that self-indulged. That's what they all are. That's what the media is. It's a cultural dynamic that's at play here. There's no integrity. So a guy like me stands on integrity. Of course I look abstract. Of course I look like a freaking nail that stands up and crashes his head in. Of course they're going to go after me. I mean, you think about what I put up with in the emails. Everybody thought I was completely insane. Everybody. Thousands. It used to take me 3-4 hours a day just to go through emails. I remember a guy says, how do you possibly even do it? I don't know how I did it. I mean, fighting for my life, 3-4 hours literally a day to go through emails. That many. I mean, you hate mail, tell me, oh, you taking chemo, rooting for me to die, wishing me to die. I mean, the hate mail that I sent, oh, yeah, I mean, it'll blow your mind. Threats over the phone, threats, I mean, I've been threatened, my life's been threatened. So, gun in my face twice out on things. The threats, I think about it, why did I do it? Why? Fighting for my life, I always go back to Otto Murphy. They pin all the medals all over him, whatever. I don't fight for no fucking flag. I fight for my family's farm. I fight for my grandkids, my kids. I love humanity. I love life. And I do the right thing because that's what I was taught. Look, my father raised me, a Special Forces incredible Marine, that beautiful guy. You defend, and there's a trade-off for this beautiful gift called life. You give back. You don't just get this. That's why I was raised. No, my grandparents raised me. They didn't believe in inherited wealth. They believe you did it on your own. And you believe that you've given the gift of life, the environment, this beautiful place, this incredible place. So, be giving that, you have an obligation and a duty to give back and defend. Defend the environment. Defend against the liars. Defend against cheaters. And it's a lonely path. And I can't believe more people haven't taken that path. And they haven't. That's what makes it so difficult and makes it so hard. Well, people have they're poorly educated, follow their own, yeah, for the most part. I mean, they feed into their own dogma, go along, and they'll just, because it's easy and it's comfortable, put their dogma saying, you know, we can listen to the far-right radical bullshit. Just spew. You know, with 7 billion people, we can just do whatever thing to the environment. There's no consequences. You know, that's how they believe, because it's self-fulfilling prophecy. These arrogant, egotistical baby bombers, they don't care about their kids. They don't care about the future. They don't care about anything. And they're like, we're taking it with us when we go. Because that's what little kids do. I'm taking my ball home on the earth, and you're not going to be able to play. So I got news for you. Oh, it's going to go on. Humanity's going to go on. It's going to be no big culture in human, and it's poisoned. The Pacific genocide's in full flight. I'm the first guy. I'm the guy that said in the early days they're dumping in the Pacific Ocean. Look up my video on 4/3/2011. I mean, but I got tons of them every day. They're going to kill the Pacific Ocean. They're going to genocide. I never said they were going to kill all the world. They were going to genocide it. That's what they've done. It's in full genocide. It happened. And we don't have to go in the future now. It's already done. It happened. The quality of life is so low now. Because what they've done is lowered it. Take away the wells. Take away the seals. Take away the sand. Oh, we got a boat. We're going to dress up. You know, I got a big, nice boat, and I'm going to go fishing. Fishermen who don't know how to fish. It's all cliche. It's all thing. Look at me. Let's go sit around the bar in freaking Brookings, Oregon, and freaking talk about our freaking boat and our salmon catch when we don't even fish. Let's go to Park City, Utah, and ski. And I do it all the time. Let's go here skiing when they don't even know how to ski. Sit around the lodge and drink beer. Dress up. The big one is surfers. I'm up and down. I've been on every single pier since Fukushima happened, in critical condition, fighting for my life with Blake, with house 30s, insanity, walking, sleeping on park benches, in dumpy-ass little hotels, whatever, staying with strangers I don't even know. Sick. Someone with a central line hanging out of my fucking jugular vein. These surfers dress up. They got these sweatsuits on. They got freaking stickers all over town. Moab. You stickers never been to Moab. You don't even know Moab's the capital of the fucking world. Then you go there and watch, and they sit out there and float on their board for a minute, whatever, and then get up. They can't surf. Learn to surf takes a lot of fucking work. Anybody who really is a surfer is a defender of the animals in the ocean, because it takes that long to be in the water and be that connected. Same with fucking skiers. Oh, they rode snowmobiles and now later skis. Want everything free. Take a pill for everything. Because they don't want to work for anything. They want to exploit labor and bitch about it. Just like Donald Trump. We have videos. I'm going to review them with an attorney. My attorney, which he's trying to do it, pussy. But at least he's, you know. Can I put these up? The only reason I don't put them up is because they're being deported immediately. Donald Trump has thousands and thousands and thousands of so-called undocumented illegal workers working for him. Thousands. He's had millions work for him over the years. Who do you think build all his construction sites? Who do you think builds all this shit? He's a fucking fraud. Well, he ain't a fraud. But Donald Trump's real net worth is minus $300 million. Now, in the reality, Bernie Sanders is probably 30 or 40 points ahead of Hillary. Because all the polls are fixed. Who owns the polls? Okay, who are the polls? The media. Who is the media? The same. Well, I talk about to be all the IOC, the IAAA, the Corporate Board of Directors. By the way, all of them are British and English, right out of the House of Windsor. Look them up. The British invasion, and I'm not talking the Beatles. Think about the British invasion. Look up the news desk at CNN. Look up the news desk at CBS. They all come out of Murdoch's fucking group. Who's Rupert Murdoch? Right out of the House of Windsor, Oxford. He's everything that the forefathers fought against. Throw the royals out. You know, Maximilian started out as a peace activist, as an anti-capital activist. In the end, he says, well, I'll agree to it. The most humane thing is to guillotine them. He was signing 40 a day in Paris. Somebody told me, oh, the shooting in Paris is the most bloodiest evil. Are you kidding? You know nothing about freaking Paris history. The streets of Paris are paved with blood for thousands of years with blood. Then Maximilian himself got guillotined. Marie Antoinette, that little 14-year-old freaking all roads lead to Vienna, that little Austrian girl. Hey, have you ever been around Austrian girls? Do you know about girls from Vienna? Do you know about them historically? How passionate they are, how sexual they are? It's not like here. It's not taboo there. She's lined up with that impotent French fuck. He couldn't have sex with her. His own family's words. They tried to watch it. Didn't happen. Marie Antoinette did not say let them eat yellow cake. She did not say that. She took the fall. Marie Antoinette said it. Barry said it, Brock. He was green as grass. You can see him now. He gives these speeches. He knows. He knows he's been had. He knows the puppets had him. He played ball with his own arrogance. They had the perfect storm with this guy. He looked like he didn't have any African-American plight whatsoever. He had a horrible freaking abusive childhood with his his stepfather in Indonesia. You know, taught him how to smoke cigarettes at 5 years old. My guess he smokes 4 or 5 packs a day. He's a stressed out wreck because he knows that he cannot rewrite history because of Fukushima. Now, the Bushes will probably be successful in rewriting history. The Cheneys have already done it. The Cheneys got his bust up. They'll change history to where it won't be said that he's one of the greatest war criminals in human history. You know, new societies come out, they'll just be bygones or be bygones. They don't care about freaking any of this stuff. But Barack Obama knows that he can't do that because there is no covering up Fukushima. The story will be told long after we're all gone. He hated baby boomers, the American, this group of evil that we've evolved into. Oh, are you kidding? Are you kidding? Poison the earth for what? For a nuclear energy that we do not use. These nuclear bomb factories. We don't use any of it. It's not there to make nuclear energy. It's the most expensive shakedown in history to boil the Earth's water. You think about boiling the Earth's water over and over and over. Oh, that doesn't heat up the atmosphere? You know, nuclear fission in 4 events going off for almost 1,800 days, point of Pacific. Oh, no, that doesn't create a chain reaction, which I've named plutonium. All my brilliance, like in science fiction, economics, Barry Antoinette, I can go on thousands of them. My soup cans, my clotheslines, my freaking painting, all of it, I got thousands of them. What about plutonium? Oh, real funny, huh? F-U. Wow. That's exactly what it is. You got a chemical reaction going on, nuclear fission events, and their answer, just like a San Onofre. It's always been the playbook. The nuclear industry's always had their answer. Anytime there's a event, they just throw it in the ocean. That giant cooling pool. Just throw it in that giant spent fuel pool called the ocean. That's always been their answer. The playbook's been set. Go clear back to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Answer then. Cover it up through the art, through the museums. You know, Lenin was killed. The ape. Who was Yoko's dad? These circles all are nuclear. Someday everybody's mind will get there, but we'll all be gone. You know, hopefully my grandchildren. You know, hopefully they'll understand. Say, hey, my grandpa fought, defended. You know, where were yours? I hope they ask their friends, where were your grandparents? And your parents will say, yeah. Can you believe it? They were earth-sucking and earth-crawling and going, and they were buying tons and gold because they're so selfish that they fall for it. Me. Somebody wants to steal my shit in my house, they can have it. I really don't want to kill another human being. I really don't. I'm like Hamilton and his son. I don't want to kill another person. Like, what's his name? I wrote the book, How Many People Miss on Purpose in Theater of War. I don't want to kill another person. I don't want that on my conscience. Because I believe like the natives. I believe that our life goes on. We take our next place. I don't want that on me. I don't want my life and my soul sucked into a black hole and time out eternity. I don't want to take another life. I don't want to manipulate other people's lives for my own personal fucking benefit. I want to do that. Never want to do that. You can ask all the girls I've dated and freaking gone through. Yeah, I mean, I've had some beautiful, incredible freaking girls, sexually, physically, mentally. I don't play that way with them. I won't even go there. I've had, I've had relationships, beautiful and sexy things that say, come on. I'll say, no, it'll just ruin it. Now, because I know. To be one of these hairspray masquerade assholes that trick some female to trade the flowers in her hair for a shiny car and a mortgage, that's not me. That's evil. And that's what everybody did. That's what all the men did. They got beautiful girls to go along. They had them. They co-opted them. We all played it. He knew. He knew. Edie. Look what he did with Edie. Vulnerable, messed up. He didn't fuck her up. She was fucked from her dad, that oligarch. Both their brothers committed suicide. And she did. Drug overdoses for the most part, or suicide. Just a slower rum. You know, people did it for years with alcohol. You know, they can't handle their own personal drama that's been created. It's a tough gig, and these are diseases that are developed. They all know that. They're all foreign. But as they impoverish you and they hammer you down, I used to do these famous lectures where I used to say tariff on the wall, and I could fix anything with a tariff. People still can't wrap their mind around it. Still can't wrap that usury laws, tariff. They can't wrap their mind around it because they're that ignorant and they're that dogma. Real simple. Real simple. Got rid of tariffs. Declining fucking nominal wages from 1979 today. Where does it end? Where does it end? Slavery. Where there? Brown people from the South come freaking in here because of NAFTA, exploited them, disfranchised 40 million farmers. They're here, so just take advantage of it. Say, I'm the one to deport them all when I'm the one exploiting them. Trump's exploiting the living Virginia. Trump's one of the biggest violators. Now, Hillary Westinghouse, she's a whole new level of evil. Progressive. Bernie's ahead of her probably 30, 40 points in polls. It doesn't matter. The game's rigged. The game is 100% rigged. Through those televisions. Through that fucking box. The CIA started at the same time as network television started. Mission accomplished. Not going to happen. So here's the shiny ball. Hey, get their mind off it. So let's go to gold. How's that silver you bought at 45 working out for you? How's that selling your stocks at 7,000? Glenn Beck went on his crying when it's 18,000. How'd that work out for you? How'd that gold work out to you paid 1,800 for? How'd all them guns are both? How'd that AK-47 you paid $1,500 for when they cost $8 to make? How'd that work out for you? How'd that work out for you when you get a fight with your old lady and the cops are called and the cops come put the guns on you? Oh, I thought they were on my team. How'd that work out for you? How'd that work out for you when you got cancer? How'd that work out for you? Did you go outside and shoot the radioisotope to come from Fukushima out of the air with your gun? Did you hunker down and lick your gold bars with your tongue and that freaking cured you? Alchemy? Did you rub those silver balls on your balls and it cured you? On your breast and it cured you? You've been had. You've been fucking had. Who owns the gold mines? Who owns the gold standard? Who owns it? Who owns it? They push you there? Gold is money? What? Shiny yellow rocks that glimmer? That the Queen owns them all? And the Rothschilds owns them all? And stores them all? That's money? How's that money? All money was ever has been a promise to pay each other. They used to use dodo bird feathers. They used to use just different freaking sandstones. In California, I have a leather buck. You know what a leather buck is? Animal hide. It's just something you agree. You know, to exchange for the barter system with an exchange mode. That's all. But that's how you're going to fix it? What the fuck is a gun? Because they played on the coward and they played on the fear. They got you afraid. They hypnotized you. They invented ISIS. They invented freaking Al-Qaeda. They invented it all. And then they know the radical freaking so-called Muslim, the radicals, there's 2 billion. And they know the radical Christian. For the far right, we'll go blow up an abortion clinic. We'll freaking shoot Planned Parenthood. What about that radical Christian? What about that crusader terrorist? They've been doing that for how long? How about those radicals? How about the radical freaking kid that went into Sandy Hook and killed all those freaking people? His mama freaking... That radical lunatic, his mother created that monster. How about those radicals? She was a far-right radical Christian crusader. How about Glenn Beck, that radical Christian crusader? How about Glenn Beck? How about all the Foxes? They all need to be rounded up. The Mormon church leaders, they need to be rounded up. Joel Osteen needs to be rounded up. They all did it for profit. They're not Jesus-like. They're not Christ. Jesus Christ had malls. Jesus Christ had blonde-haired, blue eyes. Jesus Christ killed his own brothers and sisters, right? Right? Well, you say you're Christ-like, and that's what you do. You've been had. No integrity, no soul. America has no soul. They have no integrity. It's a third crisis. Mission accomplished. Not me, motherfuckers. Not me. I'll go down fucking fighting, and I'll go down fucking on my way, on my terms. Fuck your money. I don't want it anymore. The fight goes on. One fucking baby step at a fucking time.
All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. All nuclear fighters, all hands on deck. deck, all hands on deck, all hands on deck. They'll be calling you a radical. Someday,